Is it just me, or does anybody else feel like every aspect of life has changed for the worse? It's something in the air, man. Everything feels different. I don't know if it was COVID. I don't know, you know, if it's the internet, social media, but everything feels different. Everything feels drastically changed. And it's almost like life isn't real. Do anybody understand what I'm saying? It almost feels like everything is fake. Everything is questionable. What is real? What is not real? What is up? What is down? Who's telling the truth? Who's telling a lie? We've become a sick society if it only takes 1 second, it only takes 3 to 5 seconds for news to come out about an attempted assassination for people to already be throwing out conspiracy theories. Oh, it was fake. It was staged. It was this. It was that. And I'm not saying people don't have the right to think how they want to think. But what I'm more so getting at is, are we so far gone that we can't even tell what reality is? We're talking about an attempted assassination. And you have a good portion of Americans, of people, trying to call it staged, trying to call it fake. Something's in the air, man. Life don't feel like it felt 10 years ago. Life don't feel how it felt 15 years ago. Christmas are not even the same. Thanksgivings are not even the same. Holidays are not the same. New Year's is not the same. It's just, it's almost like something in the atmosphere sucking out the soul of people, sucking out the soul of society. I can't be the only one. I can't be the only one feeling like this. I feel like people are angrier than ever. People are unhappy, more unhappy than ever. We're clashing about every single thing, whether it's politics, gender, race, this ideology, that ideology. What is going on? Can anybody explain to me what's going on? And it's almost as if everybody is psyoped. And if you don't know what psyop is, psychological operations. Google it. And people have been psyoped so bad to where it's almost like each individual person stays in their own alternate universe. Nothing is real anymore, man. And things are continuously changing. Once upon a time, we thought that these jobs were safe. These warehouse jobs were safe. These corporate jobs were safe. Now look, AI. And now look, Elon Musk, they're dropping humanoids. We stay in the twilight zone, man. Families are not the same anymore. Families are split between political ideologies. Families are not as loving as they once were. People are more isolated than ever before. People who come from big families, people who come from traditional families, isolated, lonely. Many people are in a trance, man. And you can see it in their eyes. See, these are conversations that I can only have, with you guys. These conversations I can only have on this platform, right? People don't even have people don't even have the mental bandwidth to handle or to think or to have these kind of conversations. And yes, technology is good. You know, information is good. All that is good. But I think we're changing for the worse, man. Americans are more divided than ever, more violent than ever. No one's sensible. No one has common sense. No one has common decency. No one has any class. No one has any respect for their fellow man, regardless of how they may view the world. This shit is all falling apart, man. It's all falling apart. But little do people know, this is exactly what they want. Who is they? I remember somebody asked me that in the comments. Who is they? Who are you referring to? Well, clearly, whoever's pulling the damn strings. That's who I'm referring to. Oh man, here you go with the conspiracy. You're talking conspiracy nonsense too. Bro, listen. America is a business. Civilization is a business. Society is a business. Every single country on this planet is a business. When you have a household, it's a business. When you have a family, it's a business. When you go to work, it's a business. So every single thing that you do in life is ran like a business, right? So there are people who you probably never see, who I will never see, who are pulling all kinds of strings for this one massive business. And their sole job is to control the masses. Their sole job is to divide the masses. Their sole job is to not get you to think. That's how they want you to think. Ain't nobody pulling no strings. It's just okay. If you say so, sir. If you say so, ma'am. I can guarantee you right now, most of your thoughts are probably not even original. Most of your thoughts you probably got from somewhere else. And I'm not even saying that I'm exempt either. I'm not saying that at all. We've all been psyop. We all been programmed to some extent. Do you have people who make it outside of that program, who come outside of that programming, aka the matrix? Yes, absolutely. And I believe I'm one of those, right? But to do that, you have to shed your identity, who you think that you are. You have to shed all of that stuff, man. You have to shed it all. You're no longer black. You're no longer white. You're no longer yellow, blue, whatever the case is, brown. You're no longer Democrat. You're no longer Republican. You're no longer left, right, or whatever. You're no longer this. You're no longer that. You have to shed your identity to really think on a level above the rest. Epigenetics. You must rise above your genetic code. You must rise above your original programming. This is why I've strayed away from politics. I've strayed away from identity politics. I've strayed away from it all. Because none of it makes sense when you shed who you think you were. And you don't take on a new identity. You just become one with the air, one with the water, one with humanity. So you start to see things for what they are supposed to be instead of what is right in front of you. Y'all not ready for this conversation. I'm gonna have to go live with you guys with these conversations. We're gonna have to start doing call-in shows, man, because I can get real deep. And I know some of you guys can get real deep too. So we're gonna have to start doing call-in so we can have more of a personal conversation. But yeah, it's something in the air, man. It's some in the water, some in the food. It's something out here. Everything has changed. And like I said, I don't know if it's COVID. I don't know if it was COVID. I don't know if just things have been changing for the worse these past 10, 15 years. But if I've noticed it, I'm sure y'all have noticed it. And it's not good. People are not thinking. People are just going along with their programming. But that's what happens when you beat people into a pulp. Well, that's what happens when people allow themselves to be beaten into a pulp, beaten into submission. They just accept their fate. They accept their programming and they just go along with it. Do I think a lot of people are stupid? Absolutely. I think the majority of people are stupid. But you can't tell me not once, not even once, have you thought that you just thought or looked around and was like, oh, none of this is making sense. Why every election period I am angry? Why every election period I'm looking at my fellow man as the enemy? Why every election period We fall for the same divisive tactics every single time. You know why they continue to do it? Because it works every single time. So people must be idiots, huh? People must be so far gone. Put you on a 9 to 5 rat wheel, get you to work to death, barely afford to do anything, barely afford to pay your bills, barely afford to live. Okay, now let's throw in politics. Okay, now let's throw identity politics. Okay, now let's get him to think this way and her to think this way. Okay, let's ruin marriages. Okay, let's ruin family. Sounds like the devil to me. And that's an after pill. Let me know what you guys think down below. I want to hear or see what you guys are thinking because I can't be the only one, man. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace. I'm gone.